I was never the type to make a scene. That evening when my wife Karen looked me squarely in the eye and said, "Sometimes I just wish you'd disappear," something inside me quietly fractured. I didn't argue. I didn't cry. I simply nodded, stood up from the dinner table, and walked out of the home we had spent years building together. I left my keys on the counter, taking nothing but my wallet and a small duffel bag. No farewells, no explanations, just silence. I had devoted the past 10 years to her happiness. Long hours at work, sacrifices to support her dreams, ignoring the subtle signs that her love had faded. That single sentence confirmed it all. She didn't want me anymore. Maybe she expected me to beg, to fight for our marriage. But there was nothing left to give. So I disappeared just as she wished. I moved 3 states away, changed my name legally, and began anew. I returned to carpentry, a passion I had shelved for the corporate life she encouraged. In a small town where no one knew my history, I finally felt free. I didn't reach out to friends, not even my brother. I became a ghost. Over time, I rebuilt my life. I bought a modest cabin near the woods, started taking commissions for handcrafted furniture, and eventually opened a small workshop. People respected me for my skill, for my quiet demeanor. I was no longer a husband or a disappointment. I was just a man devoted to honest work, and that was enough. 7 years passed. I had no idea what had become of Karen, nor did I care, or at least that's what I told myself. I assumed she moved on, perhaps married the man I suspected she had feelings for even before I left. My heart had hardened against her, or so I believed. Then one afternoon a woman stepped into my shop. Her clothes were expensive but worn, as if she had been traveling endlessly or had gone without sleep for days. Her eyes roamed the room until they fixed on me. She stopped dead in her tracks. And so did I. Was Karen. She looked older, not just in years but weary in a way that ran deeper. Her hands shook as she moved closer. "Michael," she whispered, my old name, a name I hadn't heard in years. "You're alive." I said nothing. I stood rigid, arms crossed, heart pounding, but my expression was blank. She began to cry, loud and unrestrained, drawing glances from the few customers in the shop. She sank to her knees, trembling, repeating apologies over and over. It was messy, desperate, and entirely unexpected. "I've looked for you for years," she gasped. "When you left, I thought you were dead. I filed missing person reports. I went through therapy. I ruined my life trying to find you." Her voice cracked. "I didn't mean what I said. I was angry, I was stupid. I never thought you'd actually go." I finally spoke, though I had already made my choice. "I stayed gone." She looked up at me with pleading eyes. "Please, please come back. Just talk to me. Let me explain. I need to make it right." I drew a slow breath. "There's nothing to fix. You got what you wished for." I disappeared. My voice was calm, even, and I felt a stillness that had eluded me for years. She sobbed harder. I offered no comfort. I had done all my crying long ago in silence, in the shadows of motels and forest paths. Her grief was hers to carry now. Eventually she rose, wiping her face. "Do you hate me?" she asked. I paused. "No. I just don't feel anything anymore." She nodded, broken, and left, just as I once had. I watched her go, a stranger now. When the door clicked shut, I returned to my workbench, picked up my chisel, and continued carving.